Now you can host a Patterns of Evidence movie event and have a remarkable experience that will impact your school, church, synagogue, or organization for years to come. This award-winning film investigates and supports one of the most important questions of the ages, a question that many people are being challenged with today. Is there evidence for the events in the Bible like the Exodus? Did it really happen?
Many experts and the media say no. Patterns of Evidence reveals new findings that invite people who are seeking to take a second look at the historical events recorded in the Bible and make their own decisions.
The film takes a balanced and objective approach with a depth of scholarship and cinematic appeal to open doors wide for dialogue between young and old, skeptic and believer. Patterns of Evidence challenges conventional ideas, yet bridges the gap between faith and reason, giving audiences the opportunity to discuss the significance of the patterns and how they might relate to the Bible. This is exactly the type of interaction that today's generation demands.
Make your event a success with these critical steps: preparation, promotion, and performance. Step 1, preparation. With the purchase of a movie event kit, you have received an official certificate for an annual public performance license. This license allows your organization to legally host a public event in your community as many times as you would like for 1 year. This license can be renewed annually for a discounted fee.
Under this license, ticket sales are not allowed, but you may promote a suggested donation offering or sell concession tickets for popcorn or drinks or snacks to help offset any of your costs.
Besides your license, our movie event kit contains 2 movie discs, one standard definition DVD and a high definition Blu-ray for the best possible sound and picture if you have the equipment.
Our exclusive movie event kit also includes a printed how-to guide to help walk you through the process with tips about making the most of your event, like a panel discussion and a Q&A with your audience. This guide is also available online as a printable resource.
Now, choosing the time and place for your event or events is critical and should be decided many weeks ahead to avoid surprises and give you enough time to prepare.
Be sure to check if any other events are competing against your date. Then you can pick the best time. Remember that a Patterns of Evidence movie event is meant to be more than just watching a film. It's a unique community experience that welcomes people from all viewpoints to investigate and discuss the evidence that matches the history found in the Bible.
I knew nothing about this film coming into it, and I came this evening with a friend. It's very compelling.
It was absolutely phenomenal.
Seeing the film has opened my eyes to something I had absolutely no idea about.
Just seeing this just really gives me a lot of hope.
I found the film incredibly fascinating, and because it really is the age-old question, so to speak, between the crossroads of science and faith.
Puts puzzle pieces together, and it kind of just makes you go, oh.
Yes, go. Would everybody please see this thing?
This is an extraordinary piece.
Your event could range between 2 to 3.5 hours, depending on what you'd like to include. We've provided a pre-show program and an optional intermission in case you'd like to have a panel discussion and Q&A for the conclusion. Be sure to account for all of this in your planning.
Now for the equipment. Does the location have a high-quality projector with a screen wide enough for the audience to enjoy from all angles of the room? Is there a proper sound system? Or will you need to bring in audio-visual equipment for the movie event? Remember, just because someone says they have a projector, screen, and speakers does not mean that it will necessarily work for your needs. You need to test it first. Bring your movie event disc with you to the venue and try it with the equipment you would be using to see if everything works and provides good sound and picture. You should also decide who's going to be on your technical support crew. They can help answer these questions and will be the ones running the projector and sound system.
If you're having trouble finding a space or the equipment needed, you can consider renting a theater or an auditorium that is already equipped to show a film. This might be easier and more affordable than you think, especially for a weeknight.
For those planning to have a panel discussion or Q&A afterward, you should try to lock down a host. and at least one panelist early so that you can promote the full event. You don't need famous people for the panel. You can include local experts or just talk about the film with the audience using the questions provided. The inclusion of a discussion after the film significantly adds to the interest that will be generated for the occasion. And remember, if you're planning more of an outreach event, it might be better to look for a neutral location such as a school or theater. Once you have found a venue with the right equipment and have settled on a time and date, you're ready for the next step, promoting your event.
This begins by building your team and gaining core support and enthusiasm from local churches or faith-based organizations. To help them understand the unique opportunity available with this film, you can forward several links to videos that will give an overview of this project. These can be found at movieevent.patternsofevidence.com.
To get the word out, we provided a number of promotional resources that you can download or link to. These include film trailers for your website and Facebook page, or that you can play directly during a service with a long and short version available. Film description, customizable Facebook announcements, email announcements, bulletin inserts and flyers, complimentary passes, and a customizable radio commercial. You can also purchase additional posters and banners.
For publicity, you can download our press release and publicity photos for submission to local papers and media outlets to announce your event.
Lead time is an important factor to consider. Start announcing your event early enough to give people enough time to get the event on their calendars and give them a final reminder the day of the event.
Handing out complimentary passes is another excellent way to invite friends, family, and neighbors to this community outreach movie event.
Once your promotion efforts are complete, you are ready for the third and final step, performance, the movie event experience.
Yes, make sure your event is staffed with enough volunteers to ensure that things run smoothly. This includes greeters, a helper for your panel guests, and servers if you will be having refreshments.
Arrive well before the start of your event to set up the play functions of the film. The DVD and Blu-ray discs both have the identical program. Patterns of Evidence, The Exodus is a 2-hour feature documentary with options of a pre-show and an intermission, which we recommend. First, on the menu, select whether you want to include the pre-show or not. The pre-show creatively engages the audience as they arrive and find their seats. This is a 30-minute program that takes the audience behind the scenes, featuring additional information into the production of the film and insights into the topic of the Exodus investigation. It sets the stage and helps the viewer prepare for information in the feature presentation. There's only music playing with captions during the pre-show.
Next, you can decide if you would like an intermission or if you want to play the 2-hour film without stopping. We have found that the material is so engaging and mentally stimulating that an intermission is welcomed. It also gives the audience a chance to talk about what they've seen so far. If you want an intermission, you can decide between 2 lengths, a 10-minute or a 15-minute version.
Once you've selected these options in the menu, your film is ready to play from the pre-show all the way to the end credits. It's a good idea to test the picture quality and sound levels to make sure everything is set properly. Set the sound levels so that they seem right for the main film, since the pre-show has intentionally been made with quieter audio levels.
If you would like to temporarily stop the program at the end of the pre-show to welcome your guests, just pause the player at the end of the pre-show segment. The countdown will tell you when.
One of the great things about Patterns of Evidence, The Exodus, is that it causes the audience to really think about what they've just experienced. It gives the opportunity to have a dialogue about these intriguing historical questions in a community setting at the end of the film. We have prepared a series of questions that can be asked to the audience directly or to a panel of local experts, college professors, or religious leaders.
We have found that this type of dialogue has helped the audience as they process the information that's presented in the film. They desire to talk about it and gain further context for what it actually means.
I didn't know people didn't believe in it, so that's amazing to me.
The big appeal to me was just the very rational presentation, the scientific presentation of all the evidence.
Intellectually, you can come away from this thing refreshed. Spiritually, you can come away refreshed.
We've had many organizations who want to help people dig deeper and maximize their learning from the film. That's why we are developing a series of small group studies and curriculum to help people dig into these questions about the Bible and learn more about the evidence for themselves. Go to our website to find out what studies are available and when they can be purchased.
The Patterns of Evidence movie event was a great outreach for our community, and we are really excited to show it again.
We at Wooddale Church hosted 3 showings of Patterns of Evidence, The Exodus. The first was for our senior adult ministries, in which well over 300 senior adults from Wooddale Church attended. We also had a showing for our high school students. The third showing was to our congregation at large, and once again, hundreds came. We're grateful for this film and for what it has meant to so many Wooddalers.
This is going to be a film that is going to motivate your people to believe in the awesomeness of God.
Yes, I concur with that. And also the lesson is this, that we can contend for our faith in the marketplace of ideas. That we don't need to retreat and hide away from the questions that are outside of us, but rather we can engage them.
I think it's groundbreaking in many ways. We should ask the honest questions. We should go after the truth.
As a believer, I see it certainly as support for my faith, but I also can see that it's an invitation for a broader discussion.
It's a refreshing film. It's a refreshing approach to a very important subject.
We wish you the best, and we hope you have a successful event. Patterns of Evidence is a terrific tool to help you and your organization explore these ancient historical events and the questions they raise.